Okay. I guess we're going early.
Good for at least one on each side.
Oh,
They're still
nice
trying to
shot.
rush Sean right now,
Oh.
and now Envy takes the upper hand.
That's pretty big.
Where did that kill just happen? Oh,
Damage
shit.
being dealt. Snake bite, but he goes right on through.
Ooh.
Not sure I like that play, as that's
This got expensive.
brutal amount of damage to
Yeah.
kind of just
The
go
Viper
up.
fight was literally the round. If FNS wins that, it's over.
Yeah.
Distance is the name of the game.
All right,
This
he's
nature
here.
wants Nothing to do with that close range. fight.
Pico.
Good
Answer.
Second round coming in from Envy despite the round loss, doing pretty heavy damage to Gen.
You guys fucking owned Spencer.
Oh yeah.
It definitely did hurt a lot.
It was just too
right?
easy
So,
watching.
at least
Like,
they
it
have
was
a
too
round for
easy.
Gen G. There's still
Thank
gonna be
you.
some
Feels
economy
good,
coming
man.
in on their
Feels
side
good.
too. But Envy is gonna try to come in right now with
Got the
a
boys
full
in here
round
today.
and
Everyone was writing you guys off, and I went to you guys' match page, and you guys had like no losses.
three sheriffs right now
Fuck
and
is
two
everyone
Spectres,
smoking?
So you're expecting for them to work together as a group right now.
But
So
there are a lot of
Sean's still gonna
cracked young
continue to play
teams.
this
I'm not
shower
gonna
side
lie.
just to keep the
If you
defenders
guys
busy,
would have
like I
played
mentioned
some of
before,
those
on that A side.
like
But
NSG
now having that
teams,
second
probably would have been a
initiator
bit scared.
to try to throw that recon dart and out
Holy-
Okay, Sean.
Look, man, those guys are insane.
I
You guys scrim against like a lot of those teams, like Pioneers and stuff?
The confident play to keep
Yeah,
on
for some
that.
reason our practice quality is kind of weird lately. We don't play many tier 1 teams in scrims. I don't know why.
Success, as
Hmm.
it's a 2-2 trade.
But
Drone gets flashed and naded.
some of those teams are
Crashies
kinda
can't really
cracked.
see much
Crazy.
nor do much with it. And they'll go ahead and grab orb control as
How's this match been going? I've been kind of AFK.
now has
Well, we caught the
steps
tail end of the
as
first
coming
map,
out
so we don't
from
really even know,
position as he
to be
tries
honest.
retreat. Can't tell if he got hit by it. FNS
Did you guys watch the
dodges
Sentinels game?
not a bullet,
Yeah.
but a large gelatinous orb.
That was a
Xset is
banger of a match.
Xset
Sight
is
control, at least to a certain degree.
looking pretty
The
good.
best.
They're looking pretty good.
That fight towards Elbow.
To be fair, their individual plays were kind of nuts. I feel like I saw so many BCJ 4Ks, and then pure 3 to 4Ks as well. They just had individually their owning.
I mean, you'd expect in a scrappy match, though, that Sentinels would come out on top, right?
Yeah, but Sentinels was playing so weird. There's so many moments where they weren't supporting one another. They're just fighting by themselves. I thought it was just super odd.
Ghost Showers decides to go short.
So the few times we scrimmed them before this, it seemed like they were just running the same exact strats that they ran in Iceland. So I don't know.
They have no choice but to go for the plant. And Crashies knows it, wants to get in there quick, try and neutralize the planter. Doesn't get there fast enough, but look at the damage currently. The HP is so low. Shock dart, no, it's a recon dart coming out around the corner. That'll give you
Oh my god.
Goes to try and
Just so
change up the
confident.
angle, moving back towards short, but can't fool Crashies. He comes up big with the clutch, and it's the first round on the scoreboard for Envy.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like they could, for Envy, they could let the spike go down and then play the retake and wait for that recon to come back for Crashies. But the fact that Mummy was already committed towards the APC is not a bad play either.
Were you watching our match, Shroud?
Yeah,
Did
Did you see that round where they just didn't defuse the bomb?
That I actually wasn't. I was in my ranked match, and everyone was everyone was clipping it. I didn't see it. I didn't even watch the clip either. I've just been watching these matches. I don't want to. I feel dirty watching it. I don't want to like.
Nitro won a 1v5, and he died and still won the round, and they had plenty of time to defuse.
But now you have the Viper set up here on the A side. Look how that wall.
I said
Already-
it was
they're-
the sign of a good team.
Yeah, I think that meant like their leadership and their players are top tier, because that means like they were already planning for the next round. The leader was already calling whatever the next round's going to be, and everyone was so listening intently and just like so focused that they kind of forgot about the round at hand. So I think that's a good sign.
Whoopsie, didn't defuse.
Yeah, I think it was a good sign.
Hey, we've all been there before.
Yeah.
Trying to listen to Sean call something on the fly and
Fall asleep.
just sitting there.
Oh shit! The bomb! The bomb!
Just literally just Hearthstone on my iPad mid-match, like.
Mummy's gonna get two, go for the heal as well. Recon dart will give away the position of a player backside if they peek past that smoke, but it's not gonna happen. So now there's one trapped inside. Hookah, the shock dart will go out, but it's
You think
not enough to damage
you think
Mummy.
KO's gonna change
To lose the duel against Sean.
the meta a little bit in these next tournament?
The only one player
Absolutely.
lost. There was some showers early
And I
on.
think the teams that don't make it through this weekend are at a big disadvantage. They're not gonna have a lot of time to practice, especially if KO's like pure meta. Like they're gonna be behind.
Well, because the people that don't make it here are gonna go into the round of 128 like quickly, right?
do a lot.
Yeah.
Playing for Immortals
Well,
back then.
wait.
Paranoia,
No,
no?
the next open, there's a
the fact
week
that you
off,
can
and
fight
then the
back
next
for
open, and
showers,
then the next.
you'll
So
leave an
these
opening
teams have like
for your real
3 weeks to
retake
wait,
into the
2 weeks to
site, and
wait.
you can't really play with the toxic
But we were
screen
trying to.
once
That's why our
again,
prags have been
swing
bad,
back
Sean, is
for
because a
your
lot of
day.
teams
So eventually you
didn't
just
want to
try
play
that
without
retake
KO.
from
So
those
it's like,
from the
Oh, I
screen,
see.
better rotate, and also from showers.
It's like a
So
weird
it seems
phase
to
where
be a
like
good
he's
idea.
available
Just
to
wanna see
pick,
how
but
he
Yeah.
pans out in
you
the
both
long
teams
run to
agree
see
like, hey,
if
we
it's
can't pick
really
him.
the play with the
yeah.
toxic
And then
screen
teams
you
are
wanna
like,
have here
well,
for
we can't play you KO. Okay, well,
Madness.
we're not going to stream against you because there's
Yeah,
no
but-
point.
Because we're not in this tournament anymore.
Right.
So, like, what the fuck is the
Understood.
point of that?
Playing slow on this one way. I don't think that's any idea. FNS is here, and FNS just plays that one.
That's why I don't like how long the characters are banned for. I feel like they got to do a better job timing these characters' launches.
The paranoia goes out. It doesn't
Like they
work,
should launch
it doesn't
them
matter.
theoretically like
It's
right
just
after a
fight.
tournament, right?
Yeah.
That's
Between
perfect time.
Pistol
Enough time, and
Ooh,
everything will be
direction.
good.
Nice shot coming out from Sean.
Now it's like
Was
there's 2 qualifiers. One you can use them, one you can't, and it just makes
vulnerable
things weird.
stepping
Mhm.
inside the poison, but it didn't matter. It's a shot straight to the skull.
It's the pay to
I wanna see some breeze, man. Where the breeze at?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on, Spencer? Why is no team? Why are no teams playing it?
Envy vetoed it against us. What can I say?
Scared.
They could try to go
Big
for this
scared.
ult or go for the
Vetoing a
Seekers,
CS map
get
against
from the
CS players. Who would have
right
thought?
out towards the A site and go for the plant. It's
I
just
want
Mummay
Asa
that's
running
gonna
around
have to be
getting
the first
48
point of
frags
contact,
again.
though.
God, I love
And
Breeze,
hopefully
man.
that's a
It's so
perfect
sick.
goal orb from to win that after.
Wait, if
Austin
Skins
got so many
effectively
rope kills
gameplay
in
is
one
so
game
awesome,
that I
so
honestly think he might have single-handedly get that nerf to come in. Thank God. It's about time. We needed something like that to happen.
Listen, I just hashtagged my year 1 stats, and they're actually not too bad.
Hey, I'll
so,
take it. I'll go in the
so sit
backpack
down,
for a
Mark.
game. It's fine. No complaints
I
there.
think we're at a similar play level, if I remember correctly.
What if being on a rope forced you in a
Usually when
direction
I pop in
to look?
play,
Wouldn't that be
I
weird?
see Veli playing TFT.
Ah.
They can like lock.
Like
share
like you know
FOV.
how like kind of like a ladder.
Anyways, but
You know how you
with
go
that
up it
round,
sideways
so
to go
he has
faster and
money coming
shit?
back now for at least for GENG. Full gun round and
Yeah.
full control
What if it was
towards
kind
the
of like
B
that?
side,
So if you're
and a
going,
beautiful trade
you
to
know,
start things off.
forward
He'll
on the
take that
ladder,
any
it's gonna
day,
you're
actually.
gonna be
So
looking
FNS
straight.
dies, yes, of course, but at least you have
Or
A
they
rope,
just make it
rather.
so you can't shoot on a ladder. Like you can't use abilities on a ladder. So why?
Why
can't you
shoot?
So he could still
Yeah.
delay for a bit
Yeah,
while this
I
rotate
mean-
comes back from Victor. And there you go. There's that Allen drone
I guess
that
that
comes
wouldn't be
out,
terrible.
forces the rotate back. That
What
has
are we
to
supposed to
signal
believe
he's
that
slow back on the rotate.
the like
We'll
agent
see what we
ties
have
it to
from
like their
for
back
NB
or
right
something?
after.
Because both hands are on the
Trying
gun.
to get away,
So,
took
like,
significant damage from the
what's
nade
going
that
on?
landed.
There's a grapple. You didn't know?
Coming out from Marv, though. They weren't prepared for
Magnets.
that.
I think-
Somehow Marv gets
Yeah,
away
I
from
just think it's weird that you can
Marv.
shoot, but you can't use abilities. Like if you're gonna be able to shoot, you might as well be able to use abilities. Or
do some decent damage onto Sean,
It's true,
Yeah.
which is
actually.
unfortunate as Sean is the player that could heal keep on if the damage was the other direction. Now they did take a port early on. That was just to dodge what was coming that direction. They actually ran all the way back around and moved back in towards Hookah. A lot of flashes coming out currently. Gimon all the way up to the window.
They might still TP
Everything
after this as
disabled on the
well,
ropes
so
besides
if you
shock
TP,
darts.
this is why
What do you think?
actually
I'm
have
fine with that.
players
Yeah.
short
Hell
circuit.
yeah.
You shocked the fuck out of people pushing you in C long today. That's all I
For the
know.
attackers too, they just have to walk in.
1-on-2.
I feel like some people just use their shocks for post point or like killing
Always
trips
just
and
Yeah, so tough.
not
know,
using
right?
shocks on entries. Like I'm doing like
Big
300-400
kill
damage
gives
with
them enough
shocks
time
and
to
just
at least
chip
guarantee the
damage, but it's a
plan.
lot of damage.
Now, obviously, Mikhail is not in a great spot given that both players are out here, but he actually had an isolating
I feel like
angle.
it's
He had an
pretty
opportunity
easy to
fight
avoid.
1v1
Like
against both
it's pretty
players.
easy to avoid like post plant,
Wasn't quite ready for
and
Victor's
like it's so
position.
hard to
So
time
aim
too.
from
Like
the
easy to
front.
avoid and hard to time when you're saving it for that always.
But
Well, I mean, a lot of teams keep track of it too. Like they know you have your shocks
Yeah.
still. They tap, and then they're like, "All right, oh, there's the shocks. Now we can plan for
It
free."
could have worked, but it's just that recon dart that came out and pulsed him twice. So while the aim was shaky, he had to
But
break
not
his
everyone has
dart,
perfect,
trying to reassess
you know,
when Mitch was gonna
geometry,
jump out
so.
because he heard the
That's
teleporter.
true.
He knew that
What-
that the
What
window of opportunity to
animal
try to escape back towards long
is
B,
Sky's
is
the thing that's
closing
not the
quite fast.
flashes, Spencer?
So
What's
with
the
that,
animal?
It's a
unfortunately,
doggy
bad
style.
scenario again for
It's a
GENG,
dog,
like
yeah,
we see in the first
exactly.
half of Haven,
People are
where
trying to
they buy
fucking
gun
fake
round, they
news
go
me and
back
tell
to
me it's a
Nico, they decide to
tiger.
go back to
What?
They had to find a way to
It's a dog.
A tiger.
But it's gonna be very difficult
I
right now
think the
with the
name
tiger
is
pin,
literally
although still
Tasmanian tiger,
Yeah.
but
you now have
It's
double
still a
action.
dog.
I
Allen drone and
refuse
also
to call it a
Carol's here.
tiger. I
And
refuse.
allow, even with
Me
GMB
too.
on top of that, to go for satchel
Yeah, but a
charges.
Tasmanian tiger is just a dog.
And
Look it
make
up.
things work. Thing is for Envy,
I'm fact checking. I'm giving it a quick
I'm
goog.
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna
Give it a
fucking-
quick
yeah,
goog, Sean.
I'm not gonna let that slide. I hope you.
This will be incredibly difficult
Wait,
as they go for a paranoia.
he's kind of right.
It actually
There's not really much
technically
they can do,
is.
and look at the back
Yo.
end of the play. We see the
He's
flank
kinda
from
right.
Victor. He'll catch Gimon while he's still waiting for his
What the
team
fuck? How
to
did you know
recover
this,
from
Mike?
the ult.
I've been to Tasmania
There's a
before.
nice nade coming out as well. They're gonna flush entirely into Victor, who's now found 3
Are you
kills
capping
with
right
a
now?
fresh mag.
What?
Wasn't
Seems a
prepared for
dog.
the target that was around the corner. Sean goes the opposite direction, decides to go through wishbone. You see the ping was already called out by crashies. He knew that Sean was coming from that direction.
Everyone's minds are just like blown. Like what
How
the
the fuck did you know that?
Pretty aggressively there on the attempt to take short control.
Yeah, and you saw the
Mike just watching Animal Planet all night.
It's Canadian education, Sean. You wouldn't get it.
But they couldn't find FNS. And
You're
only
not
that,
Canadian,
when
Spencer.
You have the paranoia that's
Yeah, but he is.
Kusta, you're hoping to catch somebody in there.
Now Sean's real confused. He just forgot.
Yeah, wait, what? Sean?
You're
Are you
not supposed to
okay?
rail on our education system, dude.
If you can't rag on yourself, you don't deserve to rag on anybody else, Sean. You should know this.
No, that is not the philosophy that we had on our team.
Yeah, it's because you just have a mind of a child. You remember that?
Aggressive short control for Envy. But there's the ult coming out. The rocket goes a long range.
I can't wait to see KO, man. I'm so excited to see how people play around him and with him.
So it doesn't result in a
I
Have
feel
you
like-
been playing ranked?
I play him all the time. I think he's awesome. I literally feel like I'm playing CS, like I'm pop flashing for my team and shit. It feels so natural, you know?
Everything in their power to prevent Envy from getting back on the site. You've got Gimon playing close to the exit. There's a Viper.
I feel like he needs to get nerfed. And I wonder if they will nerf him before he's allowed to be played in.
Oh, well, what do you think is too strong?
It's all way too strong. I don't think he should get stim pack and ability to res, and he AoE silences. I think it's too much.
It is a lot.
Yeah, I feel like they don't need that Reyna over that stim shit. Like that's not needed.
No, I agree totally. Like that's so overkill. It's like what? Why does he get that too?
I'm just surprised that not.
It's like we know he's gonna run in at you, but he also can shoot faster than you too. It's like, oh, okay.
Just
Well,
trying to flush out of where they can hit nature. Like those shots where you hear that right after. I'm not sure.
I could see
why
them
it
maybe
wasn't
nerfing the
called out to
range of
Mummay that
his silence too.
They heard.
Yeah,
Or maybe
45 meters radius is so big, dude.
I also think that what they could do is instead of telling you exactly who gets silence, so you know, maybe they just give you a number instead of like 2 silence instead of like, oh, Sova and Killjoy are here, you know?
Especially with Phantoms could have.
That could be still good, but you just don't get full info.
Yeah, because like when it's a 1vx or 1v2 and you silence 2, you know which 2 you're silencing, or if it's 1, you know which 1 you're silencing. You don't need the actual indication. It's just early round when you know what agents are there. If you read a team well and you watch how they play, you know the strat just based off of one dagger.
Yeah, I mean in comp it doesn't matter. It's people are doing whatever, but you know, a lot of these teams, you know, oh, we know if Killjoy is B, then they're doing this play.
Yeah.
Well, you could just arrow it or dagger it, and there you go.
But Gimon is closer than anticipated, and the dodgeball game ends early. 5-on-3. Envy with heavy rounds.
I can't believe people are still picking Omen, man. I feel like I don't like Omen. I don't think he's good.
Too much to work with right now. I mean,
Dude, as someone that plays a lot of Omen, I agree. I actually think that there's more dynamic choices right now. And it's not because I think Omen is bad. I just think so many people played him for so long that all the counters to his kit are known. Like every time you get Omen blind, you have a good idea of like how to deal with it. And back in the day, people just had no idea what to do when they got paranoid.
I disagree actually with both of you.
You think so?
Wow.
I don't know.
I think that Omen plays as an anchor and Brim can't anchor like Omen can.
Ooh.
And not being able to anchor, who's gonna anchor if it's not gonna be your Omen? You're gonna have a duelist anchor? Nah. Sova can't really anchor very well either. Sova needs like another agent with him.
They heard the port sound. The shot comes through from Ruska, but it's not where it needs to be as
It's hard to say.
I mean, Astra You don't even think Astra's better than an Omen?
I think Astra's good. Astra has like niche spots where she's probably better, like in execute and stuff. But with the nerf, like the pre-suck that you can't really do anymore, I don't really like Astra anymore.
And why are you saying that you can't anchor as a Brim? Just because you don't have the smoke range?
You don't have the smoke range. You get less smokes overall. You don't have a flash. Like you have a molly, but people like if they dash at you, that molly does nothing. If you get flash,
it breaks the hit up. So like, say you're dealing with like a bind hit and you molly showers, you know for a fact no one's coming out of showers till that molly's gone.
And also that ult is just way more useful than his shitty TP.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Brim is pretty dope, and Astra's super good too.
And you get stims? That's also insane.
I will say this though, dude, Omen will be sick as fuck when KO is in the game, because when you take someone's abilities away and then you can paranoia them through the wall, that combo is fucking filthy. Like that is so dirty. Imagine, I always say like imagine the Ascent A main push, where like you can knife the wall as KO, like from catwalk, and then you can paranoia through the wall. Right now, the only counter to the Omen paranoia coming through the wall is someone like jumping around the corner or a jet smoke hitting the ground or some like instant cast ability to save your life. But if you can't cast an ability and you're just stuck, like I think the combo of KO and Omen is pretty decent compared to the other ones.
I mean, to me, a lot of meta. What is Viper considered? Initiator or controller? Is it controller?
Controller, I think, right?
I can tell you from experience that teams that only run one controller, like if they run only Viper or they run only, you know, Omen, I feel like it's way easier to play against them than teams that run double controller. And we find ourselves a lot of times looking like they have Viper, they have no other smokes. It seems way easier to play against them than a team that has a smoker with Viper. I don't know how KO is going to change that, but I definitely think that with Viper you need a second controller.
Dude, I was watching your guys' Icebox today and I was complimenting that. I was like, I love the fact that you guys have an Omen with the Viper on Icebox, because so many teams don't have that and their hits are so telegraphed.
It's so easy. It's actually just so easy.
Imagine a Brim instead of an Omen.
Yeah, I mean, you get like the V1 in Iceland thing where you just have so many mollies for post plant with Viper and shocks and everything. I feel like Stim is criminally underrated too. I feel like Stim Beacon is actually kind of cracked.
Spamming down Mikhail, and at that point they're gonna go ahead and stick the spike. They try at least. They're gonna have to pull off and go halfway.
Just ran around that corner spraying.
In front of the spike. And it's another round on the board. Envy just continues to pile them on. That's round number 11. When we take a look at the timeline here between rounds, we'll get to see just how this half is shaped up. GENG won the pistol in the second round. They've only won one round since then, and it was on the Viper ult on B. Yeah. So like Nature had to get a 3K and ult B in order for them to take a round.
Definitely, and this is, I guess, at some point familiar territory for GENG, having a fight from behind again, but also a team that's able to make that comeback. But so far, it seems to be pretty dominant for Envy on the defender side first. GENG, once they take it, can they do something with it?
I like these comps, actually.
Because this type of way to try
like your only duelist is Raze.
I talked about the triple push from Envy. They do it now. So they have
on this map. I mean, like I feel like
a lot to pull out of the
you don't really need a Jet or a Reyna.
But it still surmounts to a 5 versus 5. At least we have information on both ends.
TENZ, I feel like Yoru, not necessarily TENZ, but I feel like Yoru is actually kind of sick on this map. But I know you're probably just cheesing right now, Shroudy. But
I mean, he's still missing something. Missing something with those footies. Something.
I don't feel like a duelist should have to run around the map and place your fucking abilities at the start of the round. Like, you shouldn't have to plan where the boombot's going in hookah, put a footy there, and then put one by the TP. That's not like a duelist activity. He should have, like, the ability to place that shit wherever he wants in freeze time, I think.
Could be a problem. There's a nade coming out. The ult gets
is that really
so
your reason why you don't think Yoru's good though?
It's hard to make
you're almost like playing Cypher sometimes.
I mean, on bind,
weird.
His value is insane because there's so many raises that play blind, and his footsteps break the boom bot. And the boom bot is so vital to taking map control on the attack side. So like, if you had the ability to do that, his footsteps would feel so fucking powerful. Like if you had the ability to just place them in areas, and then
Wait, you just have like a brim iPad that you just can drop anywhere on the map. That sounds crazy.
You could do something like that. It would feel insane. And then you can also send them through the TP, which sounds like a real person. Like, it would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the awkward part about the footsteps too, if you're trying to use TP fakes, is you need to position the TP or the footsteps in a way so that they don't just run out the TP. And you can't really do that, like, because you got to run around the whole map and get into a certain position to make it so that it goes through a teleporter. And it'd be so much better if you could just place that, like just like an iPad.
Yeah.
Because you can't do it on freeze time. You can't position it that way. You need to get into garden and angle it. You can't just do it off the rip, which sucks.
I mean, I know you guys both like playing Yuri in ranked. What maps do you guys think Yuri is good on, other than Bind, obvious? You guys think he's good on Breeze?
I think he's good on Breeze. I think he has a lot of value on Breeze.
Yeah, me too.
He can literally be lurking one side of the map and then just be on the other. It's fucking crazy.
There's no other agent in the game that can be at 2 spots at once like him, which is why I think he's really good.
In a quiet way too. It's not like you're Omen ulting.
Yeah. Like if there's nobody, like they literally have no idea. You can get a pick and then he's TPing. All of a sudden he's literal as how the map.
Yeah, he's insanely solid on Breeze.
I think too, since he kind of counters Ray's boom bot, like you said, that's since everybody plays Rays on this map, it seems it's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's the only problem with him on Breeze is like from what I've seen, Cypher's been picked more than Killjoy, and his footsteps are also really good with like triggering alarm bots and turrets. So he's like a good counter to Killjoy and Raze. And from what I've seen on Breeze, those agents aren't picked very often. I don't know if what's going on in your scrims, but in EU, those agents aren't picked off.
I've seen some Cypher, but I haven't seen any Killjoy in a while, and Raze either.
Yeah,
we mess around with Raze a little bit on Breeze, but it just seems
it feels
inferior.
Yeah, that doesn't. That just sounds wrong.
Like realistically, the verticality could be good, but there's not really that much. There's not really that much you can do.
No force. That's where NV has struggled. But remember, like on map 1, they almost lost just a straight up pistol round against GENG. So this is not a guaranteed win for NV at all.
And like, this is a stacker again, right? So they're gambling towards the A side. If they could crossfire or get a little bit of a aggress,
dude, someone in my chat is talking about
a couple of weapons. If they force NV
like what is this shit called? Trading off picks. What do you think about that, Spencer? In the pro scene, so like you lock in Sova, and then the other team locks in a pick, and then your team locks in something, and then they lock in something, and you're like
a MOBA.
Yeah. Do you think that should be in this game? What do you think?
Maybe one day, once there's enough agents and there's like literal like hard counters, then there needs to be like a banning phase and a drafting phase.
Yeah, but I don't like the idea of having hard counters in a game like this. I don't think it should ever be like that. Because then it steers too.
If they're saying they're gonna add 6 agents a year or something, which I'm sure they're not gonna do that many, then there's gonna be a time when like they kind of have to have counters. It's like, oh, I have an agent that has an EMP, and like maybe there's an agent, like maybe one day teams that run KO, the other team just doesn't run any duelists. Like KO is kind of an annoyance to Jets. And
that's true. KO is fucking a terror to Jets.
So annoying because when you're feeling like you're about to make a peek, you get silenced and you're like, well, all right, I guess I won't peek.
Oh, I'm about to dash. I'm about to entry. Oh, I'm silenced. All right, we gotta wait 8 seconds. My bad.
Oh, I have Bladestorm out. Oh no, I don't anymore.
Let's wait 8 seconds. Wait 8 seconds. I'll classic someone. Give me a sec.
A little bit of a race as they drift past each other in hookah. There's the nades again, flying out in both directions. Neither one really doing significant damage. There's a blast pack onto site, and I love the maneuver.
Dude, look at these balls that
yeah.
Control, and Victor is just going to continue that charge. The paranoia misses,
They were super confident in the fact that nobody's sight and they're playing double guard. I didn't actually look at the start of the round for them to know that, but oh my god.
I mean, Victor is just popping off at this
They are
point. This
feeling
is the level
themselves.
of play we wanted to see from him when we talked about
Dude,
him
the Phantom's
underplaying in the
dirty
previous
when
series.
people
Now,
do
the
shit
wall
like
was
that.
out long, it's been broken.
Isn't it weird
It's a
that
2-on-4.
EU
This is
almost
a
exclusively
incredible
uses
pivotal
Vandal
round
and NA almost
if
exclusively
NV
uses
win.
Phantom?
They can. At this point,
And NA
I
wins?
asked you.
because
Yeah, I mean,
with the fact-
well,
yes, you're gonna
EU,
get
why
those
so
kills
quiet?
like that at teleport
J9 mod
towards the
check.
end.
You know, I remember all the spams. Don't worry.
But I was never wrong.
Take it, Mark.
You were.
I was
you were
always
not
right.
wrong.
You
Yeah.
were calling it from day one.
But you can see Game On had already
They hated
announced
him
Sean
because he
was
spoke
on
the
his own.
truth.
They heard the portal sound,
I
that's
mean-
what allowed Sean to go bait and
That's
switch
what
that
it is,
play.
man.
But still, it's
It
number
sucks.
11.
I only use the
7
Vandal.
rounds now separate,
I
and
just think it's.
Gen
I know how good the Phantom is. I know,
It's a
but I can't. I
massive
just
divide
the
over
Vandal's
has
too much
formed
fun to
between
use.
these two teams.
I think the
What I was trying to
main
mention here is you
difference
see
is
this
the
attack wall that
tracers,
comes
dude.
out for
It's
FNL,
huge.
right?
Yeah,
The
being able to
fact
spam
that
without
it's
getting spammed
towards the
back.
site from Hookah, Marv stays
It's amazing.
safe, so he's pretty
You just
much
get random
working
kills with
on
the Phantom that you can
working
never
on
get with the
working on
Vandal.
game.
Like
Yeah.
just spraying and
as
just
he goes
random
to
dinks
hand
across
back,
the
so,
map.
okay, he spots two players down,
I
forces
actually
the
kind of
dog
feel
down,
like
trying to shoot him
we were
down.
talking about it
He
today.
lures him
Maybe
towards the
more people buy
mountainside,
Vandal
which then
in
allows for
EU
the
than
rest of
NA
the
because a
NV
lot
to
of
push
teams
out
are in
towards the
Brim,
back
and I feel like
especially
the
with an
stimmed
opener
Vandal
like
is
Scott with the smoke.
maybe
So
even
tries to
better
kill
than the
over
Phantom.
Brewster towards the back of the site. So
Really?
very well
I
done
hate
for
the
NV
stim on
to
the
control
Vandal.
the map and take
I hate
one
it.
round and push towards that spawn side to get
That's
that
what Steel
victory there.
says.
So
Why do I
tough
want stim
round
pack on my
for
Vandal? It just makes
NV,
me miss
as they're
bullets
gonna be
faster.
Yep.
such a
Yep.
broken bind
Well,
right now.
Such a
Zero
Steel thing to say,
rifle
isn't it?
indeed they saved that previous round. A bulldog out from Michael. Michael was just gonna
Makes
have to
me
try to
miss
waste utilities
bullets
at the
fast.
beginning, and that's early utility already dispensed. So we're gonna have a late rehit later on here for NV.
Oh my god.
Dude, Marv.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
He goes for the
Oh.
shadow step.
Brim can't do that. I'm not gonna
The
lie,
snake
Brim
bite
can't
that's
do
on
that.
the
That's
right.
true. Brim
He
cannot do
avoids the
that at
damage
all.
from the Viper util and gets free kills, and now he's in heaven. They have no idea what he's doing. He's a snake in the grass, and he's slithered past the defense. The flash is perfect from Sean, and yet again, Sean is in a clutch position. We've seen him there so many times before, but it's a 1v3 with 46 health. A slow orb lands on top of his path as soon as he goes for the peak. Even if he gets the kill on Mummy, he's stuck. So he
I
just
want a
has to
character
hold
that's
his ground.
upside down.
It's unlikely that it was going to work.
What?
12-4.
Their head is
They
at
should
their
go
head.
for it,
Their
right?
head is
From
at their
moving on in
leg.
the tournament and also
And their legs is
Whoa.
at their
for the
head.
Challengers finals
Dude,
coming up in
that
August.
would be
And that's
so
how it can be
insane.
exciting to play against the Viper on the attacker side too. When you have a wall that's
That's their
on the
ult.
A side,
They
and you
flip.
throw the set Viper cloud towards
You
the
have to
top of the
go
wall,
for
and
like
it just
foot
makes it so
shots.
that when there's a pressure happening towards that
I'm not gonna lie, that
rocket
actually
inside
sounds
by the
pretty fun.
staircase,
Like funny, if
spot it,
nothing else.
then you just
Where
lift
does
that
your
up,
vision
and there's
come
just
from?
so
Does your
much
vision
more
come from
that
your
you're
like
playing into
low?
the unknown
Yeah, I
realm
think
of
you're. I
that
think you'd
you
have.
need
I think
get
you'd be
after.
on like
So
low
one
to the
for
ground.
one,
Yeah, like I think
that's
you'd
what it
actually
is.
change your
Spots
first
first
person
enemy
model.
towards the entrance here of the
Just-
Hookah side of D&D.
It's like you're just
Get it
heads
down to
dragging on the
90.
floor.
You're like running around like a boombox.
Yeah, you'd be like a
dude.
yeah, or
Boombot
a
version.
dog or
Right
something.
now,
Yeah.
And Marv is looking, oh no, for another flank with his ult, but that forces GMD out of position, and Victor capitalizes on a kill.
That's I've never heard that one. That's insane.
I feel like my brain that took inspiration from CS. People remember how like their cheating is so bad in CS that people, the cheaters have to cheat against cheaters, and they have like the anti-headshots, and they flip like the models, and all of a sudden their head isn't where their head is and shit like that. That's what I was thinking. That's where my brain was.
I know what you're talking.
But you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I do.
Okay.
But I only know what you're talking about because I would watch you play like matchmaking, which is the only place that exists.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
that's the.
a quick break, but when we come back, we will wrap things up.
They just
here
got
as
owned.
Envy takes the series
did get
2-0
owned.
over Gen.
Is that Sentinels match on too?
Yeah, it is.
That's when Sentinels can jump up to 11, and that's when we can start looking towards.
I guess they got new skins, huh?
So this is a really big
I
Pretty-
love them.
pretty
Green.
sick.
Give me all the green.
They need to put their best
They're
tactics
too
forward,
loud,
whatever
dude.
They're
they
very
can,
loud.
to
That's
try
the
to see if they can
only
spawn on
downside.
top here and try to stop
Yeah.
Sentinels from getting towards that
I
mid
don't
point.
know why there's no like. Why can't I not have the audio? Why can't I just have the skin with the visual, but make the sound normal? Make the gun sound normal. I don't want the sound of the gun. I want that gone.
Trap wires and spy cams at C and
With all skins, I want to have the option for that.
Sentinels are gonna feel pretty.
I feel like I'm
Like if-
I feel like I'm pay to lose buying these skins.
Pay to lose.
Seriously, a
Or,
pay.
or just having the ability to like turn like the karambit, the prime 2.0 karambit.
Or
like,
just-
if you
yeah.
unlock it, you should be able to like not only use the full unlocked one.
Yeah, like change the levels of it. Yeah.
All that good
Feels
But yeah,
good having
literally,
that
it's
level.
it is pay to lose, man. It is.
Outside the center of B site. So I mean, they have a lot of control. They have a lot of pivot.
Unless, of
points.
course, you have the
And
prime
honestly,
phantom.
Sentinels don't have too many reads. They're kind of just
No,
that is
gambling on
garbage.
these two
Nah,
players on
Minima
A.
is the
They're
best.
having-
Minima-
Dude, I
Minima's
saw
sick,
you
yeah.
using the Minima, Spencer. It made me not want to use the Minute even more. Let's just say that.
I use all the minima just to trigger all the plebs
No.
in Twitch chat.
Minima's pretty sick.
No!
It is.
No.
You have
They
an
need.
advantage. It's a smaller model than all the other phantoms. You literally have an advantage.
True.
No.
It's sick versus 2. He's
No,
gonna quit.
I don't believe
Finds
it.
the first in the corner.
You're fucking
Actually
making that
grab
up.
headshot.
There's
Measure
no way
it.
it's smaller.
Measure it.
There's no way you measured it.
Grab out the ruler next to your
You don't
bed,
need to
stand
measure it.
on
You can
measure
see it.
You're trolling. You're trolling right now. There's no way you did this.
I measured it, Sean. I did. It's smaller. It's pay to win.
That I believe. Minima's pay to win. All the other crazy ones pay to lose. I believe that. You missed out. Whoever didn't buy Minima